South Africa's parliament descended into chaos and pandemonium ahead of the president's State of the Nation address. Opposition parties continuously objected and called for President Jacob Zuma to step down.
Parliament is supposed to be a house where members demonstrate tolerance, and at some point during that rocker in Parliament yesterday, there was profanity being exchanged, members of Parliament swearing at each other, and certainly that's not good. And I think that we should be worried as a nation about the ability of our members of Parliament and political parties to actually process some of the differences in our society.
The State of the Nation address is symbolic of leadership. It gives the president an opportunity to talk to the people, address their concerns, celebrate the gains of the last year, and set out a plan to tackle the challenges that lie ahead. Sadly, the majority of South Africa today are more concerned with what happened before the speech than the speech itself.
It was just chaos. I mean, they could have done better. You know, they must give each other opportunity to speak, and they shouldn't fight, and they shouldn't be talking about how maybe the president should be thrown out. They just need to talk things like in a proper way, man. Like they should be leading us.
I believe that everyone has freedom of speech, but I just feel like the EFF is tending to abuse that power. They're just not doing it correctly, and they're not really representing the people who voted for them. And for that, I just believe, like, you know, they shouldn't be doing that no more, because the whole world is watching, not just South Africa.
That's a place that we're supposed to sit there and, you know, have deliberations of how we're going to take this country forward. But they didn't do that, though. So it's disappointing.
The primary problem is the president himself. The president is experiencing a growing personal crisis. And that crisis in his image is impacting negatively, firstly, on the image of the ANC, and secondly, on the image of the country.
When the president was finally given a chance to speak, he outlined the government's work, future projects, and gave insight into policy moves towards radical economic transformation.
To me, radical economic transformation means two things. First of all, what must emerge out of the desire for radical economic transformation is the imperative to step outside the current policy paradigm. And what the president said yesterday did not do that. Secondly, there must be a counter-hegemonic logic which challenges the status quo in the economy. I don't think the measures that were announced yesterday do that.
The president failed to inspire South Africans, the majority of whom are struggling the impacts of a weak economy and high unemployment.
Our leadership is failing us. As me as a guy, I'm from work, the wages, the salary that we're working for, it's ridiculous.
We have had those problems for a while. The only thing that maybe people expected were different creative strategies to deal with those problems. That is lacking.
Sumitra Nydoo, CGTN, Johannesburg, South Africa.